Welcome to Paper Mario. This is a video game. So, as you've probably found out by now, I'm a big fan of Paper Mario. If streaming the entire game a couple of months ago, if not streaming the Thousand Year Door a couple months ago, did not prove that. This is the newest entry. It's a bit contested, but I think it's cool. I have a little bit of an appeal in it. It's kind of epicness. It's kind of epicness. I will say, I fucking love the art direction in this game. It's fantastic. I don't give a fuck if people are like, oh, the stilted animations look shitty. I like them. It feels more like paper stop motion to me. That was just the entire appeal of the game to me. Isn't this great, bro? Back on the road together again, heading to some kind of festival. What did the invitation say again? An origami festival. What's that gonna be like? And I can't wait to say hello to Princess Peach. It's been a while. I don't know. I've always enjoyed the paper, like the paper aesthetic was kind of like half the game to me. It's always weird when I hear people bitch that, oh, Paper Mario is leaning too much into the paper aesthetic. It's not supposed to be. And it's like, what the fuck? It's called Paper Mario. What the fuck were you expecting it to be? Here we are, Toad Town, and there's Peach's castle. It's oddly kind of fucking quiet, though. Sorry if you experience any weird, chugging. I'm dicking around with some audio settings right now on my computer, because I feel like the Switch is kind of quiet. Okay, no. That's just its default sound. Weird. Okie doke. Well, either way. Mario, check the invitation again. Where were we supposed to be here? I fucking go ahead to go. Well, it's right there. You think they're still getting things ready? Let's go check the castle. Maybe everyone's inside. I was really hoping when I first played this that you could drive this, because it'd be fun. But no, you can't. Then you start noticing all the weird things about this. They're so weird. Oh, listen to that. Classic theme. I'm gonna park the cart, okay? I don't want to valet. Oh, Luigi. Which, just so everyone fucking knows, I'm playing this the right way with a GameCube controller. I love how snappy the controls in this feel, though. I don't know, people have a lot of criticisms for this, which I think are fair, but I think also a lot of them are unfair and kind of stupid. It's kind of spooky in here, isn't it? Where is everybody? I expect to see at least one Toad by now. Mamma mia, I forgot our gift in the cart. I'll just dash over and get it. Okay, I don't like that. How am I gonna get outside when the door locked? Don't worry, Mario. I know just what to do in situations like this. Just gotta find Mario, right, Mario?
Let's go.
I'm so fucking excited for a 1000 Year Door remake, to be honest. That game's gonna fucking rock. It's gonna kick ass. Shouldn't the Mushroom Kingdom unfold and be refolded unto glory? No. And what of those toads? Shouldn't they be silenced for all of eternity? No, I don't think so. I see. Last question. Will you crease yourself and be reborn like me? Yes. Wrong answer, right answer. Who gives a fuck? Your replies are all paper thin. Get it, guys? Paper joke. Goodbye. Whee! Mario. And are you here for the Origami Festival too? This dungeon-themed waiting lounge is a huge upgrade from the last festival I attended. Very classy. You ain't seen Master Bowser anywhere, have you? It ain't like the big lug to leave us minions hanging at a public event. Whoa, Mario, you're here? I'm a big fan, or I mean, I've always wanted to battle you. Even if I get stomped, it would be an honor. Wow, this is all so exciting. At first I see Princess Peach, and now you. I gotta say, this princess was a little different than I expected. Less lifelike. Come with us. Ooga booga. Well, yeah, what's next? I've never seen a toad before. Please tell me it's a toad. Not you. Oh, I hope you don't have to wait too long, Mario. Say hi to Toad for us. Tickles foreskin. Tee-hee-hee. Mario, is that you? I need your help. I'm in a very strange place. It's cramped and dark, almost like I'm in between dimensions or something. I'm not sure if I should be amazed or scared, but I'm kinda both. It's not too much trouble. I'd like to get out now, please. Is there any way you can help? I don't fucking know. Yippee, I got my freaking camera. I love this fucking son of a bee. Are you leaving? It sounds like you're leaving. Please help me. I'm not leaving. Don't worry. What was that? Did something light up at your feet? Is it a magic circle? That's good, I think. I mean, I'm not really sure what you're supposed to do with it. Can you try to use it somehow? I'm only reading all of the text because they don't let you fucking skip it. And yes, that's a very big point of contention for me. There we go. There we go. Now I can fucking... Whee! Ah. Wow, I'm free from that weird in-between dimension. Oh, I was just stuck in the wall. You must be Mario. My name is Olivia. You'd probably like to know a lot more about me and why I was trapped like that. But I don't think we really have time for that now. So maybe we should just get out of here. Alright. Shout out to characters that hide in Mario's hat. They also kind of look like that too. Ooh. Hey, knock it off. I don't fucking care about Bowser. I want to go home. See what you're about to do to my minion, and I order you to cut it out. Oh, excuse me. Yawning a lot. Even you know this is no way to treat royalty. Royalty? Oh, nice to meet you. Is everyone in your kingdom also a face? Got a body too. Those folded jerks just bent it in ways that I won't describe in detail right now. It's seen worse, believe me, it's true. Never mind that, I am the great King Bowser and I debate to be set free and unfolded. It's true. Bowser does need me as much as I need him. So, that. Fuck you, Bowser. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. No. Kinda thought I just unfold or something. Bah, no matter. Now, for that secret I promised to tell you, there's a hidden exit in this room. I heard those jerks talking about it, lousy no good body folding jerks. Now hurry up and find it and I'll let you bring me along when you escape. I love fucking caution sign Bowser, by the way. He's my favorite design. I love him, look at him. We'll find all sorts of helpful stuff, guys. So unlike the 1000-Year Door stream, this one I'll probably just do chapter by chapter. see. Toad. Ah. Oh boy. Oh, really? Fuck, I never would have guessed. Thank you, forced tutorial that I could have skipped because I know this already. One naughty Goomba. Fuck me. Now use L again and rotate and fucking try not to kill yourself because you can't skip this fucking tutorial. You know, Thousand Year Door has a fucking opening battle too, like at the start of the game. But they let you do shit before they explain it. They let you figure shit out for yourself, instead of having to fucking explain every detail to you like you're 5. Like, I know that, in Thousand Year Door Remake, they make a special word pop-up animation when you do a super block. And it just makes me worried that, like, they're not gonna keep the super block, like, a hidden secret anymore. Like, it's a secret thing in the fucking game. Where if you press B at the right time to the action command, you can super block. But the thing with that is that it doesn't tell you about that. It literally just says press A at the right time and you'll block. You have to literally go out of your way to press B at some point to be like, well, does B do anything? And B doesn't, you can't super block in this game, by the way. Because it just completely forgoes the traditional battle system. Like, okay. I hate this. I hate this for this battle system. This fucking tedious enemy thing. The boss battles in this game are way better. I love the boss battles in this. Like, a lot. Check that shit out. You did it perfectly. Brother. Good. Now that is dysfunctional. No, it can't be. I didn't want to believe it could be you. How many times did I tell you to stop? Please, you have to stop now. Why couldn't Mario simply have left you in the wall where I put you? Sister, if you stand in the way of my ambition, I'm afraid you will not share in my glory as a family. Oh, and by the way, I am no longer your brother Ollie. I am King Ollie. By the time I am done, all those miserable toads will be folded. The flimsy paper minions of Bowser shall be reborn as loyal folded soldiers, serving me. I shall fold, crease, and bend the entire paper world to my whim. The birth of a new origami kingdom. Ah, it's the streamers. The Twitch streamers. I will say that one of the best parts of this game is definitely the soundtrack. It's phenomenal. It's so good. Uh-oh. Here it goes again. I like that that little hole in the princess's courtroom is still there, like at the bottom. Whee! Let's get the fuck out of here. Whee! Click. I love hitting shit with my hammer, sorry. But it's confetti. Everything here is made of paper, of course, so every little bit of confetti counts. Yeah, I can see it. Ba 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 ba. There we go. Oh, well. Kerploink. Oh, Olivia. At least now I can do the 1,000 folds arm technique. Oh, video games. I know what items are video games. You don't have to tell me what items are. This is kind of what I mean, right? This is what I mean when I was talking earlier about, games trying to appeal to everybody, because the design of this is trying to appeal to, like, people who aren't exactly familiar with an RPG, it's meant to be baby's first RPG, basically. It explains literally every function in the game to an excruciating degree. Fortunately, it kind of lifts it after this kind of intro section. But it's irritating because, like, back in the 2000s, we didn't have shit like this. Or if we did, it wasn't nearly as apparent. We had, like, more invisible tutorials, where you couldn't really tell something was a tutorial because it was still fun. Like, Thousand Year Door, it didn't explain to you items because it kind of operated under the assumption that you probably played the first one. So you probably know what a fucking item is. But now it's like, oh, this is an item. You use items to do item things. You press A to use item from the inventory that you press plus to access. It's like, okay, dude, come the fuck on. It's frustrating as an experienced gamer coming into something like this because it's not meant for me, right? Which is a shame because I love Paper Mario. And you'd think that they'd want to make games in a franchise meant for people who enjoy that franchise, but I don't know. Paper Mario has kind of had an identity crisis for the last couple of games. Well, not so much an identity crisis, but a shift in focus. And like, while I don't hate the idea of the paper aesthetic, and like the paper ideas that it presents, like I'm not gonna sit here and say that I violently hate the concept of the bosses in this game. I actually think they're quite fun. Would I want them to make a comeback? Not really. It seems like a kind of one game kind of gimmick, to be honest. I wouldn't mind if they took the traditional turn-based combat of the first couple of games, the kind of if they combined like the combat of the first two, the exploration of Super and Color Splash, and then the kind of gimmicky systems like Sticker Star, like Color Splash, like Origami King, I think it'd be a very fun game. Because it wouldn't be too reliant on any one concept, and I guarantee you could find a way to make it all kind of work. Especially if you really encourage the paper idea. Like, I really wouldn't mind the papercraft aesthetic in Thousand Year Door. Because I think Thousand Year Door kind of already has a lot of that. You can see that with a lot of the designs of the characters. The caveat is that they don't really do a lot with it. You know? None of the characters really kind of... I guess it's because it's like, it's got more of a focus on, you know, the Thousand Year Door part of the title and not the Paper Mario part of the title. I cannot fucking wait for May 23rd, to be honest. That's all I'm really getting at here, is that I think the Thousand Year Door remake is going to be really good, no matter what. Because Nintendo seems to be really trying to, encourage faithful remakes that kind of improve instead of detract, which I'm a fan of, obviously. Because Mario RPG... everyone that says that, like, everyone who says they've played the original has left Mario RPG saying that was a pretty fucking good remake. That was a pretty faithful remake that didn't fuck up too bad, and that remained like, added shit that kind of needed to be added, like small quality of life things and new gameplay mechanics that made things fun. Kept things kind of fresh. Hi, Birdo. Mario and Luigi games were amazing, by the way. Yeah, I don't doubt that, because everyone says that. I never had a handheld console, so I can't say. But according to certain surveys that came out recently, there may be something Mario and Luigi related in the future. Either a remake, a port, a collection, a new installment, maybe? Something. Either way, I'm excited for it. I'm pretty interested to see what they do with Mario and Luigi. Cause, truthfully, fortunately I had a lot of Nintendo friends as a kid, so I was able to talk with them about a lot of this shit. And, the caveat is that I was the only one in my friend group that liked Paper Mario. Everyone else was a Mario and Luigi kid, or they didn't play any of the spin-offs. They were either mainline, or they were a Mario and Luigi kid. So, to be a Paper Mario kid in a friend group with Mario and Luigi kids is always kind of like a hassle, because they're like, well, it's too gimmicky, and I'm like, well, fucking Mario and Luigi is as gimmicky. Truth be told. But, I don't know. Not to say that the Mario and Luigi games are bad. They're all really good. They have fantastic music, fun gameplay, great art direction, fucking phenomenal art direction. Holy shit, those games look pretty. But personally, you kind of have to be kidding yourself. Because that's Nintendo. That's a core Nintendo thing, is that they're trying to always do new, interesting ways to play video games by pretty much making every game have some kind of gimmick. Like this one tinkers around with the concept of weapon durability and the confetti system. You know? While the previous ones were pretty strictly your attacks are hammer and jump and then whatever fucking cars that you find. This one is kind of going back to like specialty attack items. Kind of not too different from badges, but also kind of different from badges. OMG, Brett, hi. Oh my god, Odd Fox. Hi, Odd Fox. Glad you could finally show up. I missed you, buddy. Oh shit, I'm back here again. Man, that's not fun. But yeah, sorry, we were just, I was just talking hot shit about Mario and Luigi RPGs. But, again, you know, it's not like I think they're bad. It's just that, you know, I've always been a... You love my, effeminate gay voice? Oh my god, hi! Oh my god, Odd Fox. It's funny, my partner kind of talks the way that Odd Fox did there, with the OMG hi and then the little cutie face. They get away with it because they're cute, though. Odd Fox does not get away with it because Odd Fox is furry and gay. I like these characters. I love the characters in this game, genuinely. Like, I know a lot of them are Toads, but like the kind of like not Toad characters are all really fun. Odd Fox says he's not gay. Buddy, April Fool's was like 4 days ago. You can't trick me with that one.
Yes, yes. Thank you, darlings. Bless your bark. You, young man, go back and tell your flat paper friends what a state I'm in. I've hardly the heart wit to speak, let alone use some manners.
That's right, don't Grand Sappy. Don't toad so loud. I guarantee you people that were like, I fucking hate toads. I'm sick of seeing generic toads and Paper Marios. Were like, this is a fucking fantastic opening. Because there's not a toad in sight. And then you get to the town and you're just like, fuck. You know? But, what was I getting at? I'm sure there was a point that I was trying to make with, like, my Paper Mario discussion. Oh, that's it. There's, like, little bits from all the Paper Marios that I really enjoy that I think if they just combined them all and put them into one game, I feel like it'd be great. Although it is very interesting that I'm, like, seeing a 180 shift on the Super Paper Mario game for the Wii. Because for the longest time I was like, I saw people that were like, if you like Super, you're a fucking idiot, and Super Paper Mario is the downfall of Paper Mario as a franchise. That one was the first one to completely forego the RPG stuff, and it sucks. It's bad, I hate, it doesn't look like paper, it doesn't feel like paper, there's no paper mechanics, there's no paper gimmicks, yada yada yada, and now people are like, well, it had a great soundtrack, and it had a great story, and its characters were fun. And I'm just kind of confused, because I want to know what the fuck happened. I mean, I'm not too confused, I know exactly what happened. A new generation of kids are online. And I feel like that's kind of... that's part of the reason as to why I'm so fascinated with game discussion now, is because there's like a newer generation of kids online. It's funny, the people that I'm watching are saying there's a new generation online about me, and now I'm saying it, not even a couple of years later, about kids that I see in my neighborhood, you know? Like, because the internet's become so popular recently, it's just, we're seeing a lot more shifting generations for the internet, and now we're seeing a lot of older games get new life because people would play them as a kid, right? So who knows, maybe in 4 or 5 years we're gonna start seeing like a shift on Color Splash and Sticker Star, which I'm already kind of seeing. I'm seeing people say, well, Sticker Star wasn't that bad. And I'm seeing people say, well, Color Splash wasn't that bad. And like, you know how people kind of poke fun at the Pokemon games, where it's like, oh, well, the next generation is gonna come out, people are gonna say the previous one was bad. And then, like, 5 years' time, people are going to say that the generation that they were saying is bad is actually good again, and the generation they were saying was better is now bad again. Because I saw people were saying, Black and White is a horrible generation, its character designs are boring, the enemies are bad, the gameplay is bad. And then the next generation came out, or Sun and Moon, X and Y, or whatever. People were like, that one's way better, this is peak Pokemon, this is Peakamon. Black and White sucks. Then Sun and Moon came out. People were like, Sun and Moon is great. It's a great new Pokemon game. X and Y sucks. Black and White was actually really was a underrated masterpiece. And now you're seeing it again with Scarlet and Violet, where people are like, well, Sword and Shield wasn't that bad. And I'm like, no, you're not fucking with me this time. You're not gaslighting me this time. Sword and Shield was dog shit. We're not excusing that one. We're not doing that fucking bullshit revisionist history on fucking Sword and Shield. That game was bad. Like, its gameplay was fine, but I refuse to excuse those fucking graphics. That is a fucking crime. It's a shame that Game Freak got away with that. Brad, you must love Sword and Shield? No. I don't even care much for Pokemon games, but dude, no, I'm not excusing those fucking graphics. That is a disgrace to the Switch as a system. I'm still seeing today people using that as an excuse as to why the Switch is underpowered hardware, and I'm like, dude, it is about on par with like the first iteration of the Xbox One. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, I refuse to believe that a system that has a game as genuinely fucking great visually as Luigi's Mansion 3 is bad hardware. Like, I'm sorry, no, Game Freak just sucks at their job. I can't be too mean to Game Freak. They're under a lot of crunch from the Pokemon Company and kind of Nintendo to a degree. I want to say it's Nintendo that's just like, yeah, make the games. Greenlight them, fuck it. And the Pokemon company is like, we gotta get a yearly release out to match up with the trading cards. Which has always been my issue. I've always had an issue with that. I have an issue with that with Pokemon, it's my issue with Call of Duty, it's my issue with fucking... really any game that's kind of like that, where it's like a yearly release. FIFA, Madden, sports games in general. Because when you have to make something over and over and over again as your job, it stagnates creativity. And I mean, even this game doesn't look shit. It looks really good. It looks phenomenal, and it's running on Switch. I hate the people that are like, oh, well, if a game's developed for Switch and it ports to PC, it's inherently a bad port. Or it's inherently a bad game, or a worse game because it was made for Switch. And I have friends that have told me that. And I'm like, what? Is there something mentally wrong with you? Like... It's a shame that Capcom puts so little effort into the PC port, but just because it's a Switch game doesn't inherently mean it's awful. That is clearly you just having a bias against Nintendo products. You know? It was very refreshing seeing some of my friends say that Starfield was bad, because I swear to God, there was like a period of time where I thought, there is no possible way that these people will ever say anything horrible about Xbox. Because their vitriol for PlayStation is too damn fucking strong, and I'm like... To hear them say that Starfield was bad is such a fucking staggering thought. And it's real, it's true. They said that, and I'm like, Good though. I encourage that. I will always encourage people to be more open about the possibility of something they hate being good, and something that they love being bad. Or something that, you know, that... You know, kind of like a Starfield thing, where it's you can like the company, but you can accept the fact that they do make bad products sometimes. I don't like every single Nintendo game that comes out. You know? The catch is that I'll watch the trailers, and if I'm like, well, I don't think it's that good, I'm just not gonna play it. I'm not gonna buy it. You know, I don't think... Princess Peach Showtime, it didn't really look all that interesting to me, so I'm not gonna play it. And it's weird to me when I see people that say, well, you can't form your opinion, or you can't say something's good or bad just because you saw the trailer, and it's like, that's what the point of the trailer is. The trailer is for you to dictate whether or not you want to get it. If the trailer looks interesting to you, you get the game. If the trailer does not spark interest in you, you don't get the game. And I get the thought process behind it, because it's like, well, can't judge a book by its cover, trailers don't inherently show the best parts of the game, or they do only show the best parts of the game, and it may look different to how it feels. It may feel fantastic, but kind of look a little shit. Like, if you just watch gameplay of it, it might look boring, but the gameplay, like the actual hands-on gameplay is super fun. I've experienced that. Because I've watched, trailers for Monster Hunter and shit. And I was like, this kinda doesn't look very fun. And then I had a hands-on experience, and I was like, okay, I rescind that statement. It's actually pretty fucking, actually ridiculously fun. There's just a lot of things about, like, the modern... I want to call it consumer culture, because that's the proper term, but that just kind of makes me feel like I'm talking about just mindless drones that buy and... that buy the product and kind of don't really think too hard about it. Which feels kind of condescending to me. But at the same time, that's also the exact kind of group of people that I'm talking about, right? That whole meme that's like, oh, you know, just consume product and move on. And get excited for when the next product comes out, you know? People that specifically talk about Marvel slop. Which, you know, is a very real thing. It's a very real effect. You can kind of see. It's very tangible, that you can see it in the product itself, that because they're now mass producing Marvel content, the Marvel content is kind of getting notably worse. You know, like, as much as I like Ant-Man, I like Ant-Man movie a lot, but also, like, with that, how do I put this nicely? It is not nearly as good as the first Avengers, which I think is one of the best Marvel movies ever. Mostly because I haven't seen Endgame yet. You know? So, like, I feel like there's definitely like a stigma around people that kind of enjoy bad products to a degree. Because I think you can enjoy a bad movie, or you can enjoy a bad game. The catch is that if it's a new thing that's bad and you enjoy it, then people just kind of treat you less because of the fact that it's new and you paid full price for it and it's found enjoyment in it. When, like, you can say it's bad and still feel like you got, like, the value of your $80. This is a prime example for it for me. When I first played this game, I fell in love with it. I liked it a lot, and then I played it again, and I started to see a lot of the issues. I started to see a lot of flaws in this game, and I'm sat here thinking, well, I don't hate it, but there is a lot about it that I don't like. It was about a 60-40 split, 60% of it that I didn't like, 40% that I did, but I still feel like I got the $80 value. Which, yes, is how much I pay for video games. Yes, I think it's a fucking crime that I have to pay $80 for video games. Yes, I hate the fact that soon it's going to be $90. And in fact, it's already $90 for a couple of video games. Oh, my life is just so fucking great. I'm having such a great time. Living in Canada where my money is absolutely fucking worthless is just phenomenal. You know? Feel bad for me. No, but seriously though. I don't really care that I have to pay $80 for video games. I don't like it, but it's just a fact of life at this point for me. That the economy in my country is kind of really bad. It's not nearly the worst in the world, but it's not great. Either way, this whole fucking thing stemmed from the fact that I've already pre-ordered fucking 1000 Year Door Remake, and I'm gonna be streaming that for the entire day when it does come in. Like, I'm not kidding. I'm streaming that the minute that I get it into my Switch. Till the minute that I see the end credits. Anyways, let's enjoy some music. Should have bought it digital? Why? So I cannot own my own property? Nah, physical for life, bro. Forever physical. Own your shit. Need I remind you that the Wii U and 3DS eShops are shutting down in literally 48 hours. Own your shit. Buy it physical. Like the eShops, the servers, they're all going down. So, Monster Hunter 3, Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate, Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, Monster Hunter Stories, Monster Hunter Generations. Those servers, they're shutting down, so you can't play those games anymore. At least not online, which is half the experience for a lot of people. I have a lot of issues with digital purchasing games. It's not that I'm fully against it. I have Steam. I play games on Steam. So obviously I'm perfectly fine with buying shit digitally. But console games? Yeah, maybe you get tired of it anyway after playing this many years playing it too. Yeah, maybe. Well, that's the pleasant thing about physical, is that you can also just sell that, right? I have a couple of I have 30 games or so, you know? Just across, I have around upwards of 10 games per console for my, like, 8 consoles that I own. And if I ever get bored of a game, I can always just sell it. Not that I would ever, because I'm a collector and I'm a hoarder of fine artifacts. Every game that I own digitally is like one of those things where it's like I really don't care if I lose access to it. There are some games that I wish had physical copies so I could own it forever. Unfortunately, that's just the state of the industry at this moment. Is that if you don't have digital downloads, your console's kind of worthless. It's really frustrating me that, like, reports and rumors are abound that Xbox is kind of moving away from physical releases. Because, like, it's just asking for fucking it's just asking for Game Pass to just become the way that Microsoft sells games now, which I don't like. I know a lot of friends who operate purely on Game Pass, which is fine. Game Pass is a great service, but I don't want that to be the only way that you can access many of Microsoft's fantastic games. Same with Sony. I don't like the fact that Sony is super kind of picky about what platforms their games get put to. TLDR, Bloodborne PC, please? That's why I'm always kind of happy to support Nintendo. Not that I'm kind of like a mindless cretin about it. It's because Nintendo does kind of give a little bit of a fuck about the audience that they're catering to, i.e. the fact that they are bringing back so many dead franchises that people thought were never coming back, like WarioWare. WarioWare has had a massive resurgence on the Switch. Advance Wars Remake, another Code Recollection. Metroid games are having re-releases. The Pikmin franchise is having re-releases. Luigi's Mansion is getting ports. And need I fucking remind you guys of F-Zero 99? That thing that's been dead since the fucking GameCube? Same with Mario RPG, Thousand Year Door Remake. Nintendo's been pretty generous to their audience. And before anyone asks me, I think the Yuzu shit is pretty fucking justified. I don't really like when Nintendo's lawyers kind of get involved in shit, but Yuzu was an emulator that I feel like most people who are very familiar with the Yuzu situation pretty thoroughly proved that Yuzu kind of did a lot of shady shit behind the scenes. With, kind of ripping encodes or whatever. Like, there's certain ways that Nintendo's Switch systems kind of read access to games that they kind of ripped right out of the Switch consoles. Like a specific code or something. I can't really remember the exact details. And besides that, Yuzu is an emulator for a console that is still currently being sold. And I think that's kind of fishy. I think that's kind of not good. I don't like the fact that Project 64 and Dolphin were being made while their respective consoles were still alive. Like, the N64 was in its prime when Project 64 was made. And I'm fairly certain that the NES emulators were also being made when the NES was also still alive. Like, I'm not a fan of how emulators are kind of super quickly worked out. But these days, like, you can justify it because they're super beneficial for game preservation. And if Yuzu had just waited a little bit, like closer to the end of the Switch's life cycle, which we're getting to. We're not there quite yet, but we're definitely getting to it. Because of all the, well, I mean, to be fair, we've heard rumors and speculation about the Switch's successors since the Switch released, so we really don't know when the fuck the Switch 2 is coming out. Or if it's gonna be a Switch 2, to be honest, we don't know. I kinda wanna say it's not gonna be a Switch 2. I feel like Nintendo's kinda learned their lesson with the Wii U. I feel like if they do make a Switch 2, they're gonna make it backwards compatible for sure, so it's definitely gonna be a cartridge-based system. The catch is that I don't think it's gonna be Switch 2. I think it's going to be a new system that also works with cartridges. Do you need to press at the perfect time when jumping on enemies, by the way? Yeah. Yeah, that's how this entire game works. That's the combat, is just pressing A at the perfect time, which is kind of boring. It goes with the hammer, it goes with jumping. The only thing it doesn't go for is the Thousand Arms and elemental stuff. That stuff is all kind of pulling, to be honest. Pulling or mashing A or other shit like that. The shit that you would see in, like, the classics. Wait, can't I smack this thing off? Yeah, come here. Song's annoying. I don't know, there's a... My general philosophy with Nintendo is that I love the creative district of, I love Nintendo's creative district, and I love the fact that they're so willing to bring back franchises that they're just sitting on. Unlike some companies, Sony. I don't like business Nintendo because they're very, 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 very strict about what you can do. To the point that it feels like you really cannot make any kind of fan content without them being like, Which I want that to be the focus here, is that I'm not a fan of Nintendo's business decisions. I really don't like it. But I have a very funny feeling that if anyone were to ever really see my thoughts and hear these thoughts that I'm kind of talking about, they'd be like, well, oh, he's just a Nintendo shill. Which is just not the case. I'm not a Nintendo shill. My focus is games that are fun. And it just so happens that Nintendo really likes putting a lot of focus into games that are fun. Like, there's a reason as to why Nintendo is still in the game. Like, that's why they always have a spot at the Game Awards. No matter what the Game Awards are, it's always either like the TGAs, the fucking Spike Network Game Awards. Even if it's just independent, just people's favorite games of the year list, there's always a Nintendo game on there. At some point, unless they're a specific, like, platform creator. Like, if it's a specific Xbox guy, they'll only talk about Xbox stuff. Same with Sony. But for people that are general, like, gaming YouTubers, they will always have a nice balance of, there's a bit of PlayStation, there's a bit of Xbox, there's a bit of PC, there's a bit of Nintendo. Which I think is the right kind of mindset to be. I don't think anyone should really relegate themselves to a specific platform. Because that is dick-riding cult-like behavior in my mind. Swearing by a specific platform is kind of stupid. I have a bunch of consoles. I have an Xbox, I have a PlayStation 1, I have the Switch, I have an NES, I have a Wii, I have a GameCube. I plan on getting a PlayStation 2 at some point. I'd love to get a PlayStation, or I'd love to get an Xbox One. I'd also like to get some of the Sega consoles before, you know, they become impossible to grab. Like, I don't feel like I'm too picky about what platforms I play on. It's just, most of the time, it's just literally what is ever most convenient for me. And most of the time, it's PC. For new releases that aren't Nintendo, it's PC. So I have a lot of games on PC. But I'm planning at some point to get, like, a PlayStation 4 and an Xbox One so I can start collecting some of the modern titles that I have on PC on those platforms, so I can say that I have a physical copy that I can play whenever I want. Because I have every Resident Evil title, except for, obviously, some of the more obscure ones, like Resident Evil Gaiden for the Game Boy, and Resident Evil Code Veronica X, as well as the Dark Side Chronicles, the Umbrella Chronicles, and Survivor Deadshot. I could list them all, to be honest. I'm super familiar with the Resident Evil franchise. Not that I'm a lifelong fan, but I'm just very familiar with it because I kind of went on like a Wikipedia deep dive one night. Just because, sometimes I do that. I will genuinely just go on Wikipedia and just find a topic that I'm interested in and deep dive that for like, a night if I can't sleep. Yippee. Also, when I do this, it's not wasting any confetti. Fortunately, I can do this as much as I want. They'll all just, like... If it's not going specially for, like, one of those sinkholes, it doesn't count. It doesn't act like real confetti. So... I will say that, so far, my favorite games of this year have all been on PC, but that's because I've really only played PC games this year. And even then, I've only really caught up with one new release, and that was Content Warning, because that wasn't free to play. Or that was free to keep on April 1st. Everything else I've kind of had like a hand wave, being like, I'll get to it if I get to it. Like, I'm not really interested in Helldivers 2. It looks like fun, and I'm not going to say it's a bad game. It's just not something that really I'd see myself playing right now. And same with Baldur's Gate. I'm really ecstatic that Baldur's Gate won Game of the Year last year. Did I play it? No. Everyone else that I knew did. So I'm happy for them, and I'm happy that an indie project like that won. But I can't say that I'm happy because a game that I enjoyed won Game Awards. Because personally for me, if it was a game that I enjoyed, that I played, that won Game Awards, it would have to be Resident Evil 4, because that was the only... That was really the only, like, new release that I played that year that wasn't, like, a remake, or not really remake, but, like, that wasn't, like, already a game that just had, like, a free update, to be honest. Okay, I guess that's not even true. Resident Evil 4, Mario Wonder, and Mario RPG are the only, like, new, freshly new, like, games that I played last year. Everything else was kind of like an update or a graphical overhaul. Yeah, you know what? I fucking get it, Olivia. Thank you. You know, just in case you forgot how to fucking battle in the last 5 minutes. I only did that because I'm mashing through this fucking thing because I don't want to fucking do this tutorial. I love being talked down to by my child video games, it's great. It's always something that bothers me when when the unskippable tutorials kind of happen. It's my biggest pet peeve in video games. Like, give me the tutorial on my first playthrough. Ah, great job, Mario, you did it! You learned how to fucking play the video game! Oh, I always think that no matter what, you should always give players the option to skip a tutorial. That way, if they want to do it, they can. Or... have an advanced text option, you know? Have a skip text option. Like in Thousand Year Door, you can press and hold A to, like, speed up the text. But in this game, it doesn't fucking do that. I swear to God. It drives me up the fucking wall. To kind of roll back to the Nintendo topic of conversation, to give an example as to, like, games that I understand the hype around them, but I just couldn't get into... Breath of the Wild. My partner let me borrow that game for about a month, and I think I played only about 50 minutes of it, because, truthfully, I just didn't fuck with it. I don't think it's a bad game by any stretch of the imagination. It feels super great. But it's just not my kind of game. I get a little too overwhelmed with open world games, so if there's no, like, small-scale thing that I can do first to kind of build up to the large-scale thing, then I kind of freak the fuck out. Which, Breath of the Wild, to me at least, felt like, okay, go find the guy. Okay, you found the guy. Kill Ganon. And I'm like, okay, what the fuck is the step-by-step process for this? And I know you literally can just go and kill Ganon right out the gate, which is great. I love that as an option. It's not something I can do, though. Basically, I don't know what I want. And truthfully, I kind of don't know what I'm talking about either. Suffice to say, though, up. I keep forgetting how fucking long this opening is. It's an opening that just feels like it goes on and on and on and on. I guess that's something that I kind of miss about Thousand Year Door's gameplay style, is that there is very clear distinctions about the chapters. In this, it's just like, okay, you beat the streamer, move on. Next area. You don't want to waste too much time. Which I guess is just something that I kind of miss. There's always been a discussion in the Paper Mario community about like the character design philosophy of Paper Mario, where it's like there's been like people speculate, and there's been more or less confirmed to a degree, a kind of rule with Mario spin-off titles is that they can't really there was like a thing that came out about how like Miyamoto said like if you make a character, it has to be that character, right? If you make a Goomba, it has to be a Goomba. So a lot of people kind of were like, oh well, the Paper Mario team now just kind of reads that as no creative characters, which I get how you can read that, but in my mind it's more of like a case of like standard character enemies like that cannot really deviate too far from, well, I guess that rule doesn't even work, because the thought process, right, is that like standard enemies like Goombas, they look like Goombas, they act like Goombas, they talk like Goombas. None of the like Goomba denizens in Rogueport are Goombas. They all have specific names. Like, Goombella is a prime example. Professor Frankly. Goomther, I think, is a character name. So, like, you know. Those aren't Goombas, per se. They're specifically named characters that just happen to look like Goombas. But then you kind of look into it, and then you read that Koopa Troopas are a generic enemy, and they don't look like Koopa Troopas. They have shades, they have red shells. You know, there's a discrepancy there. So there's, to a degree, yes, a kind of pseudo-rule set up about how characters must look like their generic state. But with that, like, there's also reasonable doubt that the team has changed. Because I think that the same director that made the first 3 Paper Mario games left the studio after those. Like, kind of retired to a degree. I can't really remember, don't quote me on that. I remember reading that somewhere. So it's definitely like one of those cases of... It's a change in director, director has different ideas, different philosophies, different design fundamentals. And they just don't deem having fun, or having at least unique character designs to be that important. Their main focus, clearly now, is compelling experiences involving the paper aesthetic. Really putting the paper into Paper Mario. Which is a which I kind of guess is like a... People kind of read that as like a deviation from what Paper Mario was supposed to be, because it was supposed to be Mario RPG 2. But then at some point, during the N64's development, they changed their ways and kind of gave it the name of Paper Mario because they kind of wanted it to feel... They kind of wanted to give an excuse as to why there's flat character sprites in a 3D environment. So, Paper Mario. And then Thousand Year Door came out, played on that a little bit by giving the little paper-themed abilities, such as paper mode, tube mode, boat mode, plane mode. And now we have Origami King, which is just... Well, if you take a fucking look at it, if you have eyeballs that work, you can see that it is just an entirely a paper world. Paper Mario, paper world, paper sky, paper water, nothing's really real. Everything's just paper. Not to say that that's kind of like a bad thing, but I enjoy the whole crafted world feel of Paper Mario Origami King. Like the color splash Beyond era is kind of my favorite artistical direction for Paper Mario. I'm not mad or I'm not upset about the Thousand Year Door Remake's art style. To me it strikes that perfect balance of keeping the original idea while also infusing the paper aesthetic into it. Because if you watch the trailers, you can very clearly see everything still is kind of made of paper, it's just less refined. It's definitely a lot more stylized to be not quite papery, while still having that kind of like crafted look to it. I do like that. You know what? Fuck it, I'm not afraid to say it. I love the aesthetic and dumbass gameplay of this. And I'm not gonna lie, for the first hour of this section of the Paper Mario stream, part of this, I was kind of trying not to fall asleep, and now I've hit like a second wind where I'm wide awake again. So, what'll probably happen is I'll probably finish off the, this intro prologue, and then I'll move on to something else, because it'll probably hit that perfect, like, 2-hour mark. We're never going to talk to this guy again, by the way. And if I do, you have full permission to shoot me on sight. Oh yeah, I forgot that they trick you with that. They trick you by putting those two warp pipes there and they make you think, ah, that warp pipe goes across the bridge. Nope. Tricked you. Fucking got you good, dumbass. Which I do like that. I vaguely remember there being like a lot of things in Thousand Year Door that were also designed kind of like that, where it's like, ah, dumbass, got you. You thought. I can't really remember that any off the top of my head right now because it's, again, it's been a while since I last played. I'm kind of I'm vagging on the details. I'll probably rewatch my Thousand Year Door stream to kind of piece together everything in the game, though. Or I'll just do a quick replay. I don't know. I'm smart enough with the game that I probably could. Oh, yeah, that's right. I gotta go over here. I will say something that I missed from the first 2 games is a fast travel system. Actually, first 3 games, because Super also has one. But I miss it either way. I wish there was a way to move faster than the default speed. Default speed is kinda slow, especially if you have to do backtracking. Which ain't really too bad in this game. It's not a whole lot of it. It's just a little bit annoying when you do have to do it. Zoobidaboo. Ba-ba-da-ba. Ka-chow. I need to go find a pothole opener to carry for the rest of the game. Man, there's a lot of shit about Thousand Year Door Remake that I'm super fucking excited to see. Like, Thousand Year Door Remake, I'm excited to see Keyhole Key properly. We haven't really gotten a hint at the cave system in that part. So, you know, the majority of that level. Like, Keyhole Key Island looks great. It visually looks super good. I love the lighting that they gave it. I'm terrified about the fucking cave, though, because every fucking every indoors location is dark as fuck. I do also like Frankly's place. They finally showed off a little bit more of Frankly's place, and it looks great. I was very worried that they'd change the lighting to kind of hide all of the references to the areas that you go to. All the foreshadowing. But they did a pretty dang good job of keeping it faithful. Of course they added some new stuff, but I'm not too mad about that. After playing Mario RPG, I kind of accepted that they were gonna change a few things, but not a lot. And they haven't changed a lot yet. I know you rescue that toad kind of late in the game, the toad that kind of owns this spot. Yo. At some point I should definitely do like a Thousand Year Door challenge where I just kind of sit and play through the entire game with slow go on. And maybe Jump or Hammerman. Probably Hammerman. Hammerman is more effective. Because you can pretty much... You can hit all land... I guess there's a good handful of creatures that are jump only or hammer only. It's not really a whole lot that are exclusively... There's not really a whole lot that you can just do both with. But for the most part, I feel like most of them, though, most of them you can hammer. The only ones that you can't hammer are the flying ones, which are very seldom, so I guess I'm wrong. So what does this guy say? Yeah, that guy. Either way, suffice to say, Fucking guy. Fucking asshole. Don't exactly... No, but I do know exactly. It's in here. I just need to talk to this guy. Hey, you. Don't, I don't oppose. I'll figure it out. My mouth and throat are starting to get sore from talking for so long. Boop, boop, boop. I'm curious about that. I do wonder if they're gonna make it so that the Warp Pipes and Thousand Year Door remake, you can just press A to enter, which would be a lot better, in my opinion. I'd like that a lot more. Because the amount of times that I have held down to get off a pipe and I have instead not. Is frustrating, to be honest. Frustrating. Frustrating. Wait. No, fuck off. Fuck off. Cunt. Back off. Oh, you little bastard. Alright then. Yeah, fuck off. Guys, check this shit out. Boink, boink, boink. Boink.
Oh no. That ain't found.
Oh wait, never mind. Okay, I don't have any gear yet. Which is great. Didn't take damage though. Hallelujah. It's kind of fucked up for a Goomba to give a mushroom when it die, hey? Alright, well, hey, we have the manhole cover, so we can finally move on. Alright, really quickly before we continue, I'm gonna go bust a piss really quick, so I'll be back soon. Well, there should be a gap in the recording, I guess. That's why I shouldn't pause the recording on stream, because I forget to turn it back on. Sorry, Archive. There was just a little bit of time that happened in between this. Not a lot. Maybe I can patch it back in with the VOD. Alright, check this out, guys. Watch this. But oh. Oh well. Guess it doesn't really matter, does it? Because I think if you turn the lights on, they will immediately just attack you anyways, so. Oh man. Bats and rats. Oh Mario, your little shrug. Something else about those new doors that I noticed in the screenshots that you'll be able to access the tattle of a character immediately, or that it's either that or because in the lower left corner you can press minus to get the tattle from Gumbella, right? In Thousand Year Door Remake. And what I noticed was that either allows you to do tattle without using up a move, or that'll just let you access the tattle bestiary while in the middle of battle, which is great, which is convenient. Because then you can get access to, like, maybe their weaknesses and shit immediately. Even though, between you and me, it's kinda obvious. For the most part. There's a lot of characters, there's a lot of enemies in the game that it's just super obvious to figure out. Like, oh, fire enemies. What are they weak to? Ice moves? What a surprise. I mean, to be fair, most enemies are just weak to hammer to the face. But you know how it is. Sorry, I heard my phone go off. Oh no. Little ratigans. That's a lot more rats than they gave. Well, considering that they're rats. Hell yeah, the manhole cover. I feel like because, like, I streamed through Thousand Year Door and pretty much did all the side shit without question, because I knew how to do it all already. I just kind of feel obligated to do all this stuff, too. Yeah, I guess it doesn't really matter which order you do it in. Yep. That toad died, by the way. He's dead. Canonically. He died for real. Weege, I don't need to know when you're close, bud.
To go.
Yeehaw! Yeehaw, as Luigi says. His iconic catchphrase. Well, there's a clue. The clue is money, but it's a clue. And there is no clues here, except for that. Er det da a clue about Peach's castle there, love? Alright, now truthfully, from this point onwards, it's the start of chapter 1, so we're gonna stop here for today. But I will be back with some Escape Simulator VR. So, yeah, be back in a bit, guys.